and I was thinking about Big D, and I was like, Big D is so messy. I was like, he would really do well with like spilling the tea.
Okay, so I'm here with one half of the most successful alliance in Big Brother history, the Cookout. We got Tiffany. Hi, Derick, Chada. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Thank you.
So good.
Yeah.
Great, Sharon. Great to be here.
Yes. So you guys just dropped this podcast that you're doing, which is very exciting. I got to check it out. Where did this idea come from? How did you guys get the ball rolling? Should we credit someone for coming up with it, or was it everybody?
Always give credit to Tiffany Mitchell. Always.
I think that's fair.
Don't do that.
So I think in this instance, we can give Tiffany credit because we should always give credit where credit's due. Tiffany had the brilliant idea of coming up with this network of podcasts called the Heavy Crown Network. And the whole idea behind that, and Tiff, I'll let you take the reins in a second, is of the community, by the community, for the community. Because at the end of the day, us three are passionate about all these reality shows. And the idea is we want to be able to share our passion with those who have that same passion. So we're really excited to be doing this, and hopefully Heavy Crown Network one day can grow into a slew of podcasts, and a ton of people can use this as a stepping stool to have a platform, including our own podcast called The Royalty. So Tiff, if you want to chat more about the Heavy Crown Network and what it stands for, I think you could definitely shed some light.
Oh, okay, sure. Big D is the one who gave me the idea of a podcast in the house. I had never even.
Don't be giving me no credit, Tiff. You know, last time I got in trouble for that, so I'm good. We'll pass.
Okay. We had all been talking about what can we do together. The Cookout is such a close-knit family, even outside of the game. We always communicate with each other. We try to think of things we can do together, and we have a ton of ideas, a lot of intelligence, a lot of personality, and it seems like certain people would still love to hear more from us. So we thought about like trying to do a podcast together, but we couldn't like all get on the same page, so to say. And it wasn't a bad thing. It's just like our schedules and our ideas and the content that we want to talk about. And so it's like a couple of unknown people helped me come up with the idea of Heavy Crown. And the name Heavy Crown essentially comes from heavy is the crown. Okay. It's our voice, the impact it makes, the decisions that come along with what you speak about weighs a lot. And so that crown that you wear, all of us wear one. The crown that you wear is a heavy crown because it's a lot of responsibility on the voice and the people who speak about just anything, especially when you are in the public eye. And so I wanted to give other podcasters, not just us in reality TV, but there are a ton of podcasters that are coming up and people that go into the house and come out and they say, oh, I would love to have a podcast. So, I was like, what if we have a network that's already established and people want to join? Then they have a place where they can come. And even though we're new to it too, hopefully by the time people join, we'll have our feet wet and we'll know like what the recipe is for success. And Big D and Chada and I just knew we had a show idea in our mind already. Like we came to spill the tea, and so that's our show, Royalty. And then I'll hand it off to Big D or Chada to give you more information about Royalty. And actually, funny thing, I'll be quick. I thought about Royalty before we actually even like formed it, and I was thinking about Big D, and I was like, Big D is so messy. I was like, he would really do well with like spilling the tea. so Heavy Crown, Royalty, the names of, I am infatuated with royalty and courts and, anything, king, queen, court. That's why 23 season, with the kings and the queens was just my thing.
Well, thank you, Tiffany, for that, and Hannah. I just want to really talk about royalty and what we're all about. The royalty, we're three individuals that play competition shows, and we want to talk about reality TV in general, which it could be from, Big Brother, The Challenge, Below Deck, The Kardashians, Real Housewives, Drag Race. We just want to be able to kind of talk about all the competition shows and not kind of just be stuck in the Big Brother world, which is fine. We'll touch on it, but we want to touch on everything because we feel like we all watch different shows. We're always talking like, did you see this or did you see that? So we're like, hey, let's put all our heads together, talk about these competition shows and have fun and just spill the tea. And also just like gossip about things we might have heard on the blogs or something like that and just have fun with it. So it's great. We have 2 episodes out so far and we'll be coming out with another one soon. And we're just excited for everyone to watch and give us critique. That's the most important thing because we want to get better and we want this to be successful. This is kind of like our baby. So we want this to, grow up and be good.
Aw, not a grown up.
I also love that you guys talked a little bit about like dating and stuff like that. That's fun too, to hear about. Like, I like listening to that stuff when I'm listening to like gossip and stuff. So I'd love to hear more of that.
We have to throw our own tea in there, and a little shade, No.
Okay, so I know you guys are talking about, like you said, you're not going to focus on Big Brother, but you do have that perspective because you guys have been on TV. You kind of know how productions work. Would you say that that's also another thing that kind of differentiates you, is that like you come in from the angle of like, well, we probably didn't see this conversation and we probably didn't see this conversation.
I think one of the advantages of us being able to discuss shows, especially Big Brother, is the fact that we have played the game. We all played the game together, and we all were successful in our own way at playing the game that we played. So having players who actually accomplish something or play the game critique or assess or recap or just give their perspective about how the game that we're watching now as on the outside is being played. I think that gives us an advantage. You have, and I'm not like shading anyone who has a BB podcast who talks about Big Brother, but it kind of we want to give maybe we'll be like, okay, Tiff, as a strategist, where do you see this strategy going? And Big D, where do you see? And Chada, as the intellectual, the schemer, like, how do you feel like this is going? So we want to add different layers to our podcast when we discuss Big Brother. We don't want to just be like, okay, so this is what happened on the show.
We're definitely not trying to be like a BB summary podcast. We want to be analytical with our assessments of all these reality shows, because something that Big Brother taught me was all about production and the behind the scenes of these shows. And that's something that a lot of people probably don't have insight about. So if we can shed light on that and illuminate that, then I feel like we'll have accomplished one of our goals.
And I really think the fans are going to love that. Our goal is, because me, Tiffany, and Hannah are completely different, we're going to bring a show that they might not have seen to the table to talk about and show maybe the clip or go into site or ask for advice. And of course, as you said earlier, Sharon, of course, we're going to throw in a little bit of shade. We'll talk about our lives, what's going on, things like that. We do check in with each other because we're not in the same city, but we want to be able to show all that different range because we want to bring a bigger audience and, have fun. We love doing the show. We feed off of each other. It's great. I get a chance to make these women's life a living hell, and it's wonderful. I love it every single day. It's great.
One thing I do like about the podcast is when I listen to podcasts, I don't always love when people agree with everything. And I think you guys do have such different perspectives. And like, I'm sure people are like, oh, in the house, Tiffany and Derick, you butted heads and stuff. But like when you come together, it is so fun and interesting to hear your different perspectives. And of course you throw shade, like Derick calling, what do you call them? 5 and 6?
Oh, 5 and 6. I call Tiffany, aka Mitchell, the America's Favorite Player, 6th member out of the jury, 1st member out of the Cookout, the starter of the Cookout plan. And that's all I got for you.
I'm so glad that's all you have.
I didn't add her challenge part, but I'm going to get to the challenge part soon.
Not number 2. Not number 2.
I
Okay, but we can only go up from here, from 6 to 2.
Yes,
and next time it's gonna be 1.
Absolutely. I agree with that, Hannah.
No, I hope not. But whenever Big D tries saying something, then I'm always like, Big D, but you didn't win.
Hannah's always correcting me. Tiffany's always there to go along with me. So it's great. And I think that what we have is really, really fun. And, we want to bring that to the table. And I think people are going to love it.
We definitely keep each other humble. Like, if nothing at all, like the minute I think that because they are there to bring me right back down to earth. Yes. Like, yeah, you did, honey, but you also didn't do these things here. So it's the keeping me humble part that I love, because that's what makes us family. Like, we can all get out there and forget. And sometimes fans will gas you and make you believe things were different than what they really were. But these people here, and not just Big D and Hannah, X and Kai and Xavier we will all humble each other real quick.
And Azza.
Even I said Azza.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah.
Look at me. I'm already saying it now. Us three is just, I think, because we actually talk, like we talk about other things. And, I know if we had Kyland, we would be here for 6 hours filming a podcast. X doesn't want to come in person to do anything. And Azza, we love her. We definitely want to do something with her.
Azza does. I would say this, like, every single person within the Cookout has brought up the idea of a segment on Heavy Crown Network. It's just a matter of everyone getting their own set together. Like, X has teased a certain show on Twitter, and I won't even bring up his business. That's for him. Azza does her chop pot. What is it?
House of Chops. She does her House of Chops.
Yeah, she does. She does her
likes
cooking.
To talk about a lot of stuff.
And she does. And she has expressed to me, like, she has a lot of things that she'd like to discuss. She wants an open forum to do those things. Kyland and I have been recording. We have a show separately from the royalty that we've been working on, but getting Kyland to hurry up and do anything is a challenge. So who knows? That'll come out in the year 2030.
And I will say that I also going to do the Big Blue Couch. I'm bringing that back for all the fans. It'll be on YouTube. Me and Tiffany are going to do it, and we're going to meet with alum. And if Hannah can hop in, whoever I can get to come and be a host with me, that's how I'm going to do it. And bring in BB alums, like, from the past, like I think about Will Mega from like season 1 of Big Brother, people that can come in and talk about the game while it's happening during the summer. And that will also get messy because I will ask the hard hitting questions.
So the one thing about having a big family with like 6 siblings is you're going to have a different relationship with every sibling. So when it comes to me, Big D, Tiff, all we do is gossip about housewives and this reality show. And, did you watch this documentary on Netflix? So we thought, okay, well, we're having these conversations in private anyway. Why not share them? And the 3 of us have such a funny dynamic. You have Tiff and Big D shading each other, and then me kind of like subtly shading both of them, but they don't even know I'm shading them. And I'm just like the younger sister who's really bothersome, and it works for some reason. I feel like the 3 of us have just developed this formula and this chemistry together, and we were really excited to put that out there because that's something that we definitely didn't have in the house, that's for sure. But things change.
Before I let you guys go, I just got a couple about reality TV.
Okay.
Traitors. Who would be interested in doing it? And would you want to be a traitor or a faithful? I gotta know.
I'll let the ladies.
Big D's convinced that he would be the best traitor.
I think I would be the best traitor. I would love to do Traitors. I think it is right up my alley, especially with my social game. And, I'm going to tweet as much as possible. I just saw they dropped a tweet saying who wants to be on it. So I know Hannah tonight is going to tweet that she wants Big D on it because Tiffany already has the tweet ready to go. And it is a must. It is a must that I would love to do it just because I feel like I would like to play with other people and just other shows. And I'm going to cause chaos. I don't really care. I'm the type of person where I would throw a comp. Just like I did the whole season. I threw every comp. So I'm going to throw every comp and mess up the whole pot.
Okay, then. And that's it.
Okay. No
I'm
interest.
just going to say, oh, yeah, I'm definitely interested. I want to be a faithful because I want to see if I'm actually intuitive enough to sniff out a traitor. Like, I think I could be a traitor. I'm not really good at lying. It's just not my forte, even though like the people who weren't in the cookout might beg to differ. But I'd like to be a faithful so I can sniff out the traitors.
That'd be fun. Hannah?
Exact same with me. I love a good murder mystery. I'd want to play detective. I think I would feel pretty guilty and bad as a traitor. So I would love to go on the show, but just as faithful.
Yeah.
That would be a blast for sure.
I love that for you guys. You guys have so good hearts because I don't give a I'm going to lie and Knieve and do whatever I need to do, okay? To make it to the end. And
what does that mean? You're going to
Knieve, you know what I meant. Knive, same thing. Well, don't matter. See, you wouldn't even know. I would have said a word wrong and we would have kept on rolling.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.